Hare Krishna. So the mechanism, how is stress triggered? The following three examples will give a clear picture of how the stress is generated in our system. And understanding of this mechanism will help us to take necessary steps to avoid the unnecessary building up of stress. Let us review what happens to an animal when attacked. It either fights back or runs away. In other words, it has the classic fight or flight response. These responses are brought about by the stress hormones such as adrenaline that instantaneously prepares the animal for action. The pupils dilate so the animal sees better. Hearing becomes more acute. Heart beats faster. Blood pressure rises. Breathing becomes more rapid in order to supply an increased quantity of oxygen to the muscles. The muscle tone is increased, and as muscles need nutrition, glycogen from the body stores is converted into glucose. The fight or flight reaction is nature's gift to the animals as well as to human beings. Man. It is an extremely sensitive and vital adaptive mechanism. At the end of the fight, because of enhanced muscular activity during the fight, the hormones are neutralized and the physical, chemical, and emotional changes in the body return to normal. Take another example of a lady, Lata. Lata was traveling alone in a ladies' compartment of a suburban train. When a chain snatcher pointed a knife at her, attempted to remove her gold necklace, Lata, when physically threatened, chose to fight the intruder, as obviously she could not flee from him and did not want to part with her gold necklace. In a flash, her stress hormones galvanized her into action. She immediately hit the intruder on the head with her large suitcase and simultaneously kicked him. The frightened man fell to the floor, and she snatched the knife and went on kicking him till at the next station her screams of thief, thief brought the other passengers and police to the scene. The chain snatcher is now behind the bars. Now, based on the above incident, we can observe that after the fight, her stress hormones would soon be neutralized and her inner chemistry would thus return to normal. So let us take the case of Sushil, the area sales manager of a toothpaste manufacturing company. For the last 5 years, the sales of his company had dropped as a rival concern made tremendous inroads into the sales of Sushil's company through an intensive advertising campaign. The ineffective managing director of Sushil's company was fired and a new dynamic tyrant was appointed. Sushil until now was a happy-go-lucky guy, 9 to 5 executive. The new MD was after Sushil's blood day in and day out to increase the sales. He sent for Sushil and told him in no uncertain terms that unless he improved his performance, Sushil, who was just 50, would be retired. Sushil sat at desk subjected to the boss' anger. His body kept producing stress hormones, resulting in rapid pulse, raised blood pressure, fast breathing, and various other changes like dilated pupils and conversion of glycogen into glucose. The animal can either fight or flee when attacked. Sushil could do neither. If Sushil could react physically by fighting back or running away, slapping or giving his boss a punch on the jaw, his body would return to normal since, as in the case of an animal, physical exertion neutralizes the stress hormones. Civilization has inhibited human behavior. I'll just repeat this. Civilization has inhibited human behavior. Sushil obviously cannot behave like an animal, and yet, if the stress filled situations are repeated daily, his adaptive mechanism ultimately breaks down, and the continuous pumping of stress hormones leads to symptoms like palpitations, rapid breathing, raised blood pressure, lack of sleep, digestive disturbances, and exhaustion. The best antidote for stress hormones is therefore physical exercise. An animal during fight or flight has to undergo a lot of physical exertion, which helps to neutralize the stress hormones after the fight is over. When situation is perceived as threat, tension builds up. The adrenaline hormones are generated to fight the problem. All changes that take place in a tiger also occur in a man, leading him to diseased condition due to stress. If we are an overreactor, we have to change our attitude or outlook towards situations and people for our own good. So we'll see this in second video.